Sorry about that, everybody. I was trying to switch over, but I guess a sweetie got a little wiggly. Guys, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys have a great evening so far. Well, James here, of course. We're doing a beautiful little stream with a bunch of very cool little products that we're going to be showing off, guys, for you. Bunch of amazing Jackery products there, guys. Can do a lot of different things. And what do I mean by a lot of different things? I mean, they can charge your phones. They can power your house. They can even charge your car battery if you needed to. Guys, they can run your well pumps and everything else in between. We're going to be showing you guys a bunch of different products that range from like entry level all the way up to the big systems that can do all of that. And you guys probably see that table behind me with all those beautiful little products. That's just a handful of what we're going to show you. But we got some other products that we're going to show you too as well. Now, we are definitely going to start the show off, guys, with showing you guys some of the cabling that come with these products. Now, because every product that they do, of course, include or sell on this site, for either their website or, of course, Amazon, comes with cabling. They want to make sure you have the cables that you can run these systems. You'll either get a set with a bag like this, and this bag is actually kind of cool because, well, let's be honest, this bag is going to do what you need as you need it because it's got, of course, that little logo right there, Jackery. Now, with this, it's got a little handle to carry it, and inside it's going to come with your charging cables, depending on what style of system you get. You'll either get, like, let's say, a cigarette lighter charging cord with this style, or you'll get a wall plug cable like this. Now, these are two different styles in bright, high contrast orange. Some systems may come with, let's say, an adapter like this DC plug to dual solar panels. Which is kind of cool. Now, other systems may range from a different style of cabling, and I'm going to show you guys that as well, because it's kind of important to know what you're going to get or expect to get with these kits. So another style of cabling is going to be, let's say, like this version here, and this is going to be like your almost like a laptop power brick, and that's what's going to use that for as well. And of course, we have the other style of cigarette lighter plug in here. And then you'll also have, of course, this very cool little piece that goes for the Jackery Explorer 1000. And that is, of course, this plug right here for the solar panels. Now, it's got like an alligator clip. And of course, it has that double solar panel plug for you. So you guys are going to range from something like that in these kits. So you do have the cabling you need to charge them on hand. Now, with that, guys, we're going to show you guys the first product tonight, and that's going to be the Jackery Explorer 100 Plus. Now, the Jackery Explorer 100 Plus comes with a totally different cable system than what we showed you, and that's why I waited to show you. So in this cable system, you're going to get a USB-C to USB-C cable that's going to allow for 100 watts pass-through charging capability right there for you. Now, you're also going to get the USB-C to DC plug cable, and this is going to be for your solar plugs. And that is, of course, the mastermind Justin guy saying hello to everybody if you guys need to do that. So they do give you the cables that you need for this. Now, the Jackery Explorer 100 Plus, guys, is 99 watt-hours of power in the palm of your hand. And I mean that literally. This is the device. This is 99 watt-hours. This is 31,000 milliamps. This is 128 watts of output power. That's just a phenomenal amount of power, guys. It has two USB-C ports. Those USB-C ports are 100 watts in and out charging capability. You also have that USB-A port that's going to do, of course, 18 watts max charging capability as well. Now, with it, there's a button that we pop over here. You guys will see the actual charge on that contrast screen. Now, it has that nice black background with that orange circle that's going to show you guys the battery level, but it also has the digital readout that says 63%. Now, the two numbers, of course, next to it are, of course, your input and output voltage. Now, with this is normally like $149. It's 13% off tonight, but there is also a $10 clippable coupon for this. To charge this device, you can do, like, let's say, a solar panel, or you can do, let's say, a wall plug. You have those options to do that. If you're using a wall plug, it's going to be under 2 hours fully charged, no problem, you're good to go. Now, the cool part is the run times off of this. Let's say you guys are trying to charge your iPhone 14. You're going to get approximately 5 to 6 charges off of this battery depending on the battery size of your iPhone 14. Let's say you got a 4,500 milliamp battery, right? So you do the math, of course, out of 31,000 milliamps, you're going to have to do that math. The better part is I've actually ran a Nintendo Switch. Hey, Victoria, good evening. Phil, what's up, my man? I've actually ran a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor off of this for over 3.5 hours. That's two different devices running off of this at once. And yes, you can plug in a portable monitor and, of course, the Nintendo Switch docking station and run it all together off of this powered. I've done it and I've had fun with it. Now, it is, of course, palm sized and will allow you to take it pretty much anywhere. Maybe you guys want to put it in your backpack, take it on a plane. You could do that as a power bank. You could actually put it there. Maybe you're doing, let's say you're going on a hiking trip and you just want to make sure you have enough charge for maybe a flashlight if you guys get stranded out a little later past dusk, and maybe your flashlight goes dead. Or maybe you're out, let's say, frog hunting. I know people frog hunt at night, and your lights are going to need charged on the little boats. Use this to do that, and you're good to go. And it's a cool little idea to be able to do that with this because it is palm sized. And to have it at this price point is phenomenal. I love this little station. Now, it is, of course, a LiFePro 4 cell, so you get those advancements that you need in a power station of the palm size. This is a really, really cool piece. Guys, highly recommend this. If you need a small one, this is my go-to. I use this quite a bit for charging my phones and other stuff with this. It's a cool, cool piece. So definitely check that one out for you. Hello, Justin. How was your day, buddy? Now, we are going to be moving over to the Jackery Explorer 240, guys. The 240 is right here. It's another nice little piece. This is definitely still accessible and, of course, entry-level system. 240 watt-hours of power with this. And that's actually really cool. So 240 watt-hours of power through this one AC outlet. Now, this one AC outlet's going to do 200 watts of pure sine wave connectability, but can max or peak at 400 watts if you need with that. Now, it does have two USB-A ports. Those USB-A ports are going to do 5 volt, 2.4 amp for you guys, and it does have a DC input port. This is where you're going to plug in your cigarette lighter, your wall power brick-like style, or you're going to plug in, let's say, a solar panel or other devices. That's where you're going to do that to charge this device. You also have the 12 volt, 10 amp cigarette lighter plug over here as well. Now, all these switches are individually switched, so you can actually turn it on and off at ease or at will, so you don't have to have it running at all times. So that's kind of cool with that. Now, with that, I'm going to say, guys, this is a cool little thing. This is actually going to run, let's say lamps, light bulbs, even your little mini coolers if you guys want to go on a camping trip. It's going to take about 3.5 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug. It does have a fixed handle. It weighs about 6 pounds, so it can be carried with no problem. It's not too heavy, literally at all with that. Are there any? Yes, so Jackery does make their own solar panels. We will definitely be showing those in a while. But yes, they do make multiple solar panels. They make a 40 watt panel. They make an 80 watt panel. I believe they might make I can't remember if they make a 60 watt, but they do have a 100 watt and a 200 watt panel. I do have the 100 watt laying here, and I have the 40 watt sitting here that I'll be showing you guys in a while. But they do have definitely solar panels. Now, like I said, guys, 3.5 hours on a wall plug fully charged. If you're going on, let's say, a short day trip in your car, plug it into your cigarette car lighter, let it charge. 5 hours fully charged, you're good to go. If you guys want, let's say like your 60 watt or 80 watt panels, it's about 5.5 hours fully charged this device. Now this device, like I said, guys, has 240 watt hours of power. That means you can run your Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours without an issue. Or maybe you guys want to charge, let's say, your DSLR cameras. You guys are into like photography or videography. Maybe you need to keep your little batteries charged. You should get over 15 of these batteries charged off this 240 without an issue. And I've actually been using this to charge this earlier because I needed batteries charged, which is a cool idea. Now, if you want to do, let's say if you guys do drone photography, you'll get approximately 6 to 7 battery charges with your drones off of the 240. It's a beautiful little piece, Class 9. Of course, it has that Class 9 drop protection that you want with this, and that's where it really stands out, but it's silent. This has no sound while it's running, and I kind of like that it is very, very, silent running. Even better is, guys, if you really wanted to, you can plug your, let's say, your Fire tablet into this. You can run your Fire tablet about 7.5 hours off of this without a problem. You can charge your phone about 24 times, or that little 15-watt mini cooler for about 3 hours. Now, that's going to be like your little one. Yeah, Justin uses the 300. Definitely, he should get the 1,000 plus. I'm just saying. Guys, 240, great piece, great price point, guys, tonight. It's like $219. This is definitely a phenomenal one with that. It's a great little piece. I tripped it. Did you? That's pretty good. That's pretty good, buddy. And I think Justin's talking about this one right here. This is the 300. Now, the 300, of course, has dual plugs, 293 watt hours of power, still has that fixed handle in there. Beautiful, beautiful logo. Yes, it could definitely run a fan. It could run a fan for approximately, I'm going to say, several hours. Yeah, you could definitely run a fan off of it. Oh, most definitely. You can run a fan off of this one as well. The 300 could run a fan without a problem. Now, appliances, I'm going to tell you, the 240 is not going to run your microwave. It's not going to run your fridge. It's not going to run your other devices. It's a smaller piece, like mini coolers and stuff like that. But yeah, it could run a house fan. We could actually show that. If you guys want to see a house fan plugged into this, 1 second. Well, I actually have a tower fan right here I'm actually using right now because it is crazy hot in my place. So we'll turn the switch on and we'll plug it in. Just like that, it's now on. We have to turn the switch on. Let's see if we can get the switch to go green. Oh, okay. We can't use the 300. I forgot to charge the 300, but I can actually grab the 240, which is a smaller version. Let's do this. So, there's the 240. Hopefully this fan might trip it. Okay, maybe the 240 can't run this big fan. It should be able to. But yeah, you definitely could run to other devices. Like if I wanted to, we could plug it into other stations. But you do have to know the power wattage. I didn't know the power wattage off this fan right offhand. Let's see if we can do it back here. So it is now running off of course, the 500. So definitely the 500 is going to be more your range for this big fan. So yeah. Yeah, so this tower fan is definitely, it's more wattage than you would expect. It's pulling a good amount of power out of it. So yeah. Like I said, I don't know the power rating of this fan, so I was just testing it and I didn't realize I didn't charge that station either. So you definitely can use fans with these stations. The 500 is going to be your bet for the fans, but I would definitely say, hey, let's turn the fan back on so we're not sweating. But the 300 is a great one. Let's get back into the 300. So 293 watt hours of power, but this one's got 2 AC outlets, and I need to charge this. So Justin, remind me to charge this later. 2 AC outlets, guys. 300 watts of pure sine wave power, 600 watts max with this. Don't go max. I mean, I always stay down in that 300 range where it's pure, so you don't have to worry about spikes. Now, with this one, though, you got a USB-C port right there. That USB-C port is actually a 60-watt in and out port, so you can actually charge this device off of that USB-C port, or you can charge your other devices. Now, with this, you have 2 USB-A ports right there. Those USB-A ports are, of course, 5-volt, 2.4 amps. You have that DC plug, and, of course, you have that cigarette lighter with a plug on this. Now, still fixed handle. This is going to take, I'm going to say, 3.5 hours wall plug. Now, if you want to use the USB-C and the wall plug together, it's going to be like 2 hours fully charged, no problem. Car outlet, about 3.5 or so hours. Now, Runtime, still, it's going to be about 40 plus hours with the Nintendo Switch with this. Your camera gears, you're going to get maybe 16 to 17 DSLR batteries like your Sony ZV-10 batteries with that. How many hours to charge with the solar panel? Well, if you get the Solar Saga 100 panel, which is this panel right here, about 4.5 hours is all it's going to take to charge this. And you can actually run the system while it's charging without a problem. So you can do that. So about 4.5 hours with the Solar Saga 100 panel. This has got a $30 clippable coupon as well. So it actually is a good piece. Now, it does weigh 7 pounds. Still very light, very accessible, very friendly, very portable, which is kind of cool. On the side, you guys are going to see the cooling technology. There is, of course, a fan system in here to keep the individually wrapped LiFePo cells nice and cool. Now, what I will tell you, though, is the drop protection is actually quite decently well done. And we'll get into that because I actually dropped the 240 from about 9 feet on accident, and it did not do no damage to it whatsoever, which I was quite surprised and quite happy that it could take a tumble like that and work perfectly well without no sounds in it, like nothing broke loose. So you definitely could do little dings and stuff like that. So the solar panel with this one, the 100-watt solar panel, is going to take a little bit more than a wall plug to do that. And that's because you're grabbing solar wattage and not pure, pure wall plug power. It is definitely a little bit different of a charge rate. The Solar Saga 100 panel will do 100 watts at 18 volts charging capability. But you also got to remember it's also grabbing sun power, and it's not just, straight direct raw power from the wall. So it is definitely going to take a little longer to charge. But still, yeah, definitely comparable to, let's say, your cigarette lighter plug or your wall plug. Just add an extra hour to it for this. But that is, of course, the 300, guys. Now, the one we just showed you that was running the fan is the 500, and that's the next one in the carousel. Will it charge faster if you charge it with AC power and solar panel at the same time? So, yes, technically you could do that, but there's only a single plug into this one for that. So if you're using the wall plug, it's going to have to be like the USB-C port and not the other port. So, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, like Justin just said, USB-C and not a wall plug. Now, we're going to talk about the 500 that we were just showing you guys the fan running. The 500 is a really nice one. It's a nice portable system, but with a bunch more power with it. Now, the 500 is a little bit different. This is 518 watt hours of power, but weighs 13 pounds. So it has a little bit more girth or weight to it. Now, with that, it's actually got a built-in flashlight on the side over here for you guys that can come on. So you do have that 3-watt LED light bulb. It has the cooling technologies, larger cells. It's going to do well for you. Now, this is going to do 500 watts of pure sine wave connectability through this plug, 1,000 watts peak power with that. When you peak it, it's going to, of course, drain the battery a lot quicker for that. Now, with this, you can actually get a $150 clippable coupon on the Amazon webpage for this product today, and it's already like 6% off. This one's going to take about 5.5 hours to fully charge on a wall plug, same as a cigarette lighter in your car, so 5.5 hours. That one solar panel that we were just showing you guys, about 7 hours, 7.5 hours to do that. And it's a cool thing. It's a great little piece. With this, though, you will be able to run a mini cooler for about 9 hours. You could even run, let's say, that 65-inch flat screen TV back there, anywhere from like 6 to 7 hours of runtime. And I can contest to that. I've actually ran a TV off of the 500 without a problem. Now, you do have 3 USB-A ports on this. This USB-A port's only 5-volt, 2.4 amps with that. You do have 3 DC output ports over here, and you have 1 DC input port as well. Now, with this, you still have, of course, that display that does light up and shows you guys the battery range. Has that fixed handle and, of course, silicone pads on the bottom to help stop marring or stop, vibrations into the system. Still very, very silent with this one. This is going to be more for your like quick emergencies, road trips, camping trips, or other pieces with that. Now, definitely check out the 500 with the solar panel because it's a great piece. Definitely worth getting. This one's a quick and great one. Nope, this does not. It does not have fuses in these ones, so you do not have to worry about that. It's got built-in what's called a built-in battery management system, which is your intelligent BMS, which is in there. Now, I'm not saying there isn't fusing built inside to this, because there probably are, but you don't have access to that unless you're going to start tearing it apart with that. So there are no fuses that are seen with this. So that's the 500, beautiful little piece. Now we're going to move over to its big brother. This is going to be more of the range of stepping outside of the entry-level systems. Now the 1000, of course, is kind of like the 500. But we are going to jump over here right here because it is in the middle of the table and does weigh a little bit more. Now, the 1000, let's pop that over. The 1000 is, of course, right here. 1002 watt-hours of power. And if I bring this forward, you guys are going to see some stuff. 3 AC outlets right here. These AC outlets are going to do 1,000 watts of pure sine wave connectability. You have 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, DC plug, and of course they are individually switched, just like all of the stations you have. Now with this, you have 2 different input styles. You have that round DC plug, or you have that, of course, that alligator cut style clip that I just showed you guys in this bag over here. Now that's going to be this bag right here, and this bag is actually for this station. So this is what this clip is for. So with this, you get this clip right here that plugs in, of course, just like this. And then you can connect up your solar panels to that. And this means you can actually connect up multiple solar panels to this clip. And that's kind of cool. They allow this and they give you that clip for this system, of course. Now, just like the 500, it does have, of course, a flashlight built into it on the side. So if I turn it over, you'll see the flashlight right there that comes on. Now, if you hold it down, it does go into SOS pattern as well for you. So if you're out and about and you need to trigger somebody to warn them that you're out there, turn the SOS on and you're good to go. Charge rate and, of course, use times on this is going to be a little bit different because it is a larger system. Chucky, how you doing, buddy? So this one's going to take about 5 hours on a wall plug to charge, 11.5 hours on a cigarette car or a car outlet. Now, a lot of newer cars don't have the cigarette lighter plugs. I know mine doesn't. My one car actually has a wall plug in it, which is kind of cool. My other car has multiple plugs and multiple house plugs, which is kind of cool as well. Solar panels. It's going to take about 2 hours or 6 hours to charge with 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels, which is a good charge rate for that. Now, with this one, though, you're actually going to be able to use, let's say, an electric grill for about 50 minutes. Mini coolers. This is going to be your larger mini coolers. You'll be able to use a larger mini cooler ranging from, let's say, I'm going to say a mini cooler about 13 hours or so-ish, depending on the wattage of that mini cooler. That 3-watt light bulb, about 65 hours of runtime on it. Your flat screen TV, if you guys just want to watch the news while the power's out, plug in your flat screen TV, get about 9 hours of runtime. Now, if you guys are without power and you just want to get warm, plug in the electric heating blanket onto this and run it for about 11 hours and you're good to go with that. Still has that Class 9 drop protection, that intelligent BMSs for the battery management and everything you need with that. 8 ports of connectability, of course, with the output plugs. Which is actually a great range. Now, this system does weigh 22 pounds, though. Now, with that, of course, this one's like $9.99, but there's a $350 clippable coupon on the Amazon page for you today. Now, with that, of course, they also have this station and the solar panels. So you can get the Jackery Explorer 1000 plus 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels. Now, this power station is normally like $16.49. There is a $650 clippable coupon on the Amazon page for this system and 2 solar panels. That's an amazing price point right there, which is actually a great deal. So then you can actually plug in the solar panels have it charged in 6 hours outside. Don't worry about it. You're good to go. And you can run multiple stuff. Now, we've actually had other stuff plugged into these. Let's say like inflatable Halloween decorations, inflatable Christmas decorations plugged into these stations. I was using a shop vac off of one the other day. I should have got it on video, but I was too busy trying to clean up a mess. But it works. You can do all that stuff without a problem. So great pieces of technology right there. Now we're going to move into the bigger systems. We're actually going to move over to the Jackery Explorer 2000 Pro. Now the 2000 Pro is a beautiful, beautiful power station. That power station is actually back over here for you guys, and let's show you guys that right here. Let's see if we can get you guys over to the 2000 Pro system. Now you guys can see that fan sticking out, of course. So we'll zoom in for you on the 2000. Now the 2000 is, of course, a bigger system. This system, of course, does weigh approximately over 30 pounds. So you're going to be wearing, I think it's technically 43 pounds of weight with this system. So do know that there is a little bit of weight with this one. But you're going to get something that the others don't have. 2160 watt hours. That's right, 2,160 watt hours of power. Now with this though, you get 3 AC outlets. Those AC outlets are going to do 2,200 watts of pure sine wave connectability. That means you technically could run a window AC off of this device. You could run your kitchen stove or your kitchen fridge off of this device without a problem. Now, the charge time is going to be about 2 hours on a wall plug. If you're in a motorhome or an RV or your toy hauler and you're traveling from cross country, it's going to take approximately 24 hours to do that. If you have 6 solar panels, though, and those are going to be the 200 watt panels, about 2.5 hours of charge time. Now, with it, 2160 watt hours of power means you're going to be able to run a lot of stuff. Like I said, your window ACs, you could run a hot plate, you could run your 520 watt refrigerator. That's your double door refrigerator. Your standard double door refrigerator can run about 3.25 hours to 3.5 hours of runtime off of this. Your 1100 watt window AC, you're going to get a little under 2 hours, but you are going to be able to do that. Your 1100 watt window AC is usually like your 10,000 BTU window AC. Technically, you can run a microwave off of this for about 96 minutes or so. Microwaves are power-hungry devices that draw power quick. Now, you could, let's say, do a backyard movie night off of this, run that 100-watt movie projector off of this and the inflatable projection screen with no problem. The 2000 is like, I think, $15.99 tonight. And let me check. There is a $300 clippable coupon on Amazon as well. So it's actually a decent price. Now, of course, the 2000 Pro is a beautiful power station that's going to do well for you. But I definitely recommend checking out the 2000 Pro with the solar panels. Now, this kit is the 2000 Pro plus 2 of the Solar Saga 200 watt panels. That's a large solar panel. Now, this kit's normally like $3,600. That's actually, I think, 28% off tonight, which brings it down to like $25.99. But there is also a $600 clippable coupon with that as well. So you're going to be about $19.99 for that system with 2 solar panels. That means you still have that great protection, the intelligent BMSs. You're going to have, of course, the dual voltage monitoring systems and everything you would expect in a system like this, plus all the protections and over circuit protections, overcharge protections, and, of course, that intelligent battery management to keep those life post cells perfectly well. Now, what's also cool about this one is that it's got 2 USB-C ports that do 100 watts charging capability. That means you can plug in your power-hungry MacBook Airs or MacBook Pros and charge those off of those ports. But you also get 2 USB-A ports that's going to do 18 watts max charging capability. Now, another cool part is they do come with, if I pull this flap down, you have a flashlight. Now, that flashlight does 3 different modes of brightness and, of course, SOS pattern. You also have a corked plug over here with, of course, the cigarette lighter plug and this bright, large screen that's going to indicate your battery level. Now, just like everything else, it all is individually switched. You can turn it on and off, and of course, I can just shut the display off just by hitting a button. That is, of course, a great price point. The 2000 Pro and those two solar panels are going to do well for a lot of people. And at that price point, it's well within range of a lot of people as well. Oh, yeah, no problem, Kingdom. Glad I could answer that for you. Now, if you guys need a system like that, definitely check that out. The 2000 Pro and the 2000 Pro with solar panels, both great options, both perfectly fit for a lot of different usages. Now, of course, we're going to move into the big systems. And yes, I mean that because we're moving up to the 3000. Now, I hit the wrong button. We're going to grab that and we're going to show you guys that. The 3000 is, of course, that system right there in the back. Now, if I zoom you on in, you're going to be greeted with, of course, the 3000. Now, the 3000 is a large, and I mean large system. The 3000 Pro also works with an app. So you can actually control the system from an app and turn on the switches and plugs with that. 3,024 watt hours of power. It'll take about 2.5 hours to fully charge your device. Now, unlike the 2000 Pro, this has actually got 5 AC outlets. You have 4 standard 3000 watt AC outlets that do 120 volts at 20 amps of power. But then you get that fifth one, and I know I'm throwing a shadow, but this fifth one is going to allow you to plug in, let's say, your EV car charging plug, your Tigger MIG welders, or your old school washers and dryers with this plug. Now, still individually switched. Of course, I have the station off. If I turn it on, we'll power it up. You guys will see that it's got about 99% charge rate with this. Now, the one thing you're not seeing is a large orange handle over here that's going to have to lift it. This station weighs 64 pounds. Now, that station is a weight. I mean, honestly, it's a heavy little beast, but it's actually lighter than some of the others on the market. So even though it weighs a good amount, it's lighter than some of the others in its class, which is actually great for you. Now, with this, like I said, about 2.5 hours fully charged on a wall plug if you need, or if you have 6 of the solar panels, the Solar Saga 200s, about 3.5 hours to charge that. Now, with it, I want to show you guys something over here on the scene, and that's because it is like a suitcase-style design. It has large 3-inch wheels that will roll across lots of different surfaces without an issue. Now, that's going to be ranging from, let's say, your gravel, your grass, to your concrete, or dirt. Now, sand, yes, it will roll on sand, but with the weight, it might sink some, so do be careful with that. Now, with the 3-inch wheels, they actually made you an aluminum telescopic handle that folds up into the housing of the device and latches closed, but when you need it, it comes back so you can leverage it and tilt it without having to worry about all that weight. And they did that well with that one. Now, with it, of course, we have some other images that we can kind of show you guys right here. That's going to show you guys you can do that 1150 watt window AC for about 3 hours of runtime. Of course, your 15 watt to 45 watt mini ACs are about 72 hours of runtime. Your larger ones, it's going to change with that. That 5 watt light bulb, guys, that 5 watt, 3 watt light bulb, about 200 to 220 hours of runtime with that as well. Now, the app, like I was talking about, the app is Android and iOS, of course, accessible. That means it is on the Android and iOS stations. So you guys can get it on the Apple Store, or you can get it on the Google Store. So you have those access to those apps on hand without a problem. Now with this one, you get 12 forms of protection, 9 temperature sensors built in with this, of course, on hand. Now, with that though, we're going to get into a little bit of talk time. We're going to show you guys the app though. So I'm going to grab my phone. We're going to pop it up. We're going to swipe up. We're going to say, oh, we have to log in with my face. Then we're going to grab, of course, this. And we're going to show you guys. There's the app. The app, of course, can run most of their stations like the Plus series and, of course, the 3000 Pro. We'll click that little station. You guys will see the battery charge right there, of course. It's about 99% charged, and it has, of course, 25 degrees Celsius. So it shows you guys the running temperatures of those batteries, so you don't have to worry about it. And that's kind of cool with that. Now, you do have, of course, the AC plug and the DC plug, and if I tap that, I can turn those plugs on will, Let's say, oh, I left the homestead, or I left the home, or I left the garage, and I left something plugged in. Pull up the app, hit the switch, and turn it off, and you don't have to worry about it. The app's that easy to use. Now, you can also set up run times. You can also set off shut off times, auto time offs. My auto time off is actually set at 2 hours. You can actually change that, of course, all the way up to 24 hours or never at all with it as well. You can also upgrade the firmware for this as on this inside here. You can also go into what's called energy saving mode with the app. It's a great app, very accessible, very user-friendly style app that anybody should be able to walk through and use with this. Now, with this, though, that is going to be about $2,499 for that system. But we also have the 3000 Pro and two Solar Saga 200 panels. Normally like a $4,000 price tag. It's 8% off already, so it's like $36.99. But there is a $400 clippable coupon as well. Now, with this, of course, you can run other stuff. Let's say you want to run your garage equipment. You could run your table saw off of this with no problem. You could run your dust collector off of it. Maybe your sub pump, or maybe your well pump. Maybe your electric went out and you need your well water. Well, plug it into this and run it off of that. It definitely can do all of those things with ease. So you have a great little option. Both of these are great options and a great price point. Now we're going to be moving over to the little powerhouse that could. Now this is going to be the 300 Plus. Now 300 Plus is a really, really amazing little power station that rocks. Now, this is like $239 for this power station, which is a great price point. It's only $300. It's already 20% off, right? Now, with this, though, it's a Plus system, so it can work with the app. So the Plus system works with the app. It has a handle to actually carry it around. It weighs about 5 pounds. Now, with this, you have one AC outlet that's going to do, of course, 300 watts pure sine wave power. You have 288 watt hours of power with this. You have two USB-C ports. One of these ports is 100 watts in and out. The other is just 100 watts out. You then have a USB-A port at 15 watts. And then you have that 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug as well. Now, over here, you have a built-in flashlight. So you do still have that flashlight that's going to do like multiple modes. It's going to do a standard, brighter, or SOS pattern with this. Now, what this one does that some of the other smaller ones didn't have is the larger style plug. So you're going to be able to use that larger wall plug to charge this. And that's what's going to be kind of cool. Now, with this one, though, you could run, let's say, a little fan for about 4 hours on this, depending on the wattage of that fan. So do check out the wattages of those fans. Let's say like your camp fan and stuff. All right, you could do that. You could charge your phone about 13 times, your drone about 5 times. It's going to be charged in under an hour and a half on a wall plug. If you're using that 100 watt USB-C port, about 2.5 to almost 3 hours. If you use a cigarette lighter plug, it's going to be about 4.25 hours with this. This is a great piece because it does work with the app, can run a lot of different stuff. It's an amazing little product. Now, you could even run, say, a 45 watt fan for about 4.5 hours, your 90 watt mini fridge for about 2.5 hours, or just emergency power. Let's say your pet heating pad. What else could we run off of this? Your Wi-Fi router. Your Wi-Fi router should be able to be ran about 15 hours off of this. So if you guys need that router powered up, you can do it. Ain't going to hurt it. Great little piece with this. Now, this is the 300 Plus by itself. Now, we also have the solar panel that we were talking about that comes with this kit and the next piece in the carousel. This solar panel is an amazingly beautiful idea. It's literally the size of your 3-ring binder at school or your notebook. Now, this is like a writing pad size. Now, it's got this beautiful little Jackery logo. It's going to do 40 watts of charging capability, but when you pop it open, there's a magnetic strap that pops it open. And you're going to be greeted with, of course, this trifold design that has, of course, 4 panels. Now, with this, you got that monocrystalline solar cell technology built into a solar panel that's going to give you that 40 watts of charge rate through this system. Now, what's even better than that is it is fully waterproof. You don't have to worry about it. It is waterproof and water resistant, so it can be used outside without an issue. This kit is like $2.99, so you're going to get the solar panel and, of course, that Jackery power station. A great little piece right here. Definitely say, hey, check out the 300 plus. Now, I love this thing because you can throw it in your backpack and carry it with you. If you guys want to go on a hiking trip, you can actually throw this in the backpack and not have to worry about it. It's just that accessible and very, very decently positioned for a size point. Any questions about that while I take a sip of water? Yeah, they are really decently priced. Definitely, I do have a lot of them sitting here. I've been having a lot of fun with a lot of these though because I've been using them for a lot of different stuff. Like one thing you guys probably don't even recognize. Oh, is like I have light gear right here. If you guys can see this, you see the cable. It's actually connected up to a power station running off of this. I also have another one set up right here that is running another one. Now this one's on top of my ZV-1, but it is powered off another station. Cleaning instructions for the solar panels. They're waterproof and water resistant. Throw a hose on them. No, I mean you definitely like the 100, the 100, the 80 watt, the 200. You definitely could wash with wash it with a hose if you really want to, or just take like let's say some spray cleaner, or let's say like just damp water. If you're using spray cleaner, I'm going to say like ammonia free or alcohol style of cleaner to wipe it down. Use a rag, clean it off, and then that's pretty much it. I've been just using like hand wash rags. So great idea and great. I like that question. I haven't had that question before. Yeah, so they definitely will get a buildup of stuff when you leave them outside. You definitely can wash them down. Uh, just standard cleaner wash. You can wash it off without a problem. Now we're going to move into the modular systems, guys. We're going to start talking about the 1000 plus. The 1000 plus is a beautiful, beautiful power station. If we pop back over here, it's actually right on top of the 3000. Now, the 1000 plus is an amazing power station that's going to do 1264 watt hours of power with this. Now, 1264 watt hours of power, but it will actually do 2000 watts of pure sine wave power through those three AC outlets. Now, if we zoom on in there, guys, you guys can see that little station with that. Now, this one, of course, still has that little flashlight up there, has the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug, has the two USB-A ports. The weight of this is about 32 pounds. It's 32 pounds. It's actually very accessible. It's a decently weighted piece. But you're gonna love what it can actually do when we start talking about some other things it can do. We're gonna talk about the station first, and then we'll get into some other stuff. The handles, yeah, I can show you that. Handle's just literally right here. There's your handle. Folds right up. It has a silicone pad, so you don't have to worry about it like chafing on your hands with no problem. And of course, has that light. If I turn it on, see it turn on in a second. Has 82% charge rate right there. Has of course the flashlight, multiple modes, multiple brightnesses with this. Now, 1264 watt hours of power, 2000 watts through those three AC outlets. Yeah, it's heavy, but not too heavy, which is great. It is a really great and amazing piece. Now, if you want to run, let's say, like your 15 watt insulated refrigerator, like your small camping refrigerator, you're going to get about 44 hours. If you want to run your 520 watt house refrigerator, you're going to get a little over 2 hours of runtime with that. Charge rate, it's kind of cool charge rate because it will fully charge in under 2 hours on a wall plug, which is actually very decent. Decent rate. Now, if you want to charge it on, let's say, your RV toy haulers and your cigarette lighter plugs, about 7 hours fully charged. Run times, of course, it's going to be a lot of different products can run off of the 1000 plus. From, let's say, an angle grinder to your pull saws to your leaf blowers. It all depends. Let's say you want to run 1100 watt window AC, a little over an hour. Your blenders, maybe you're outside doing a backyard party and you want to do, like, let's say, milkshakes or daiquiris. You get about 3 hours of runtime. If you want to do a movie night, you're going to be able to run a projector for about 9 or 10 hours without a problem. That light bulb that I just showed you guys, about 96 hours of runtime off that light bulb with that. Now with it, of course, we're showing you guys the power station. This is about $999 for this system. Now remember, I talked about modular, but first we're going to talk about the system and the 2 solar panels. So we also have the option of the 1000 plus 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels. Now this is normally a $1,700 price tag. It's like $14.99 tonight, but there is also a $250 clippable coupon. So you're going to get that station and 2 solar panels to charge it with for a great price point. I mean, literally, with $250 clippable coupon, it's an amazing price point right there. So you guys, 2 options with that, of course, but we're also going to talk about the full kit. Now, this is where I'm going to talk about modular of this system. Now, we're going to show you guys the 1000 plus system kit. Now, this kit comes with 2 solar panels, the power station, and an extra battery, because you can add up to 3 batteries with this system. Now, the battery, if I back out, you're going to see the battery on top on the other side. It's that little package over there. Now, that little battery is going to give you guys 2,528 watt hours of power when combined to this system. So you can do that. But the best part is if you really wanted, you can add a 3rd battery to give you guys over 5,056 watt hours of power. That's literally 5 kilowatts of power. So you could run your house off of this with no problem for a good amount of time. Great for emergencies and everything else with this. Now, with that battery, of course, you guys get 3,000 watts of connectability through that when it's combined with the battery system. So this is a great price point. Now, this whole kit is normally $2,400. It's like $2,099, but there's a $350 clippable coupon. Now, with, of course, this kit, you get that extra battery. That battery does have a display. It does show you guys the charge time. It also has, of course, a handle to carry it around. It's just like the handle on the 1000. So you can actually carry it around. Hey, Jennifer, how you doing? Now, with this, of course, you guys will be able to run lots more stuff, double the run times. Let's say, like, your 520 watt refrigerator should be able to run, like, about 4 hours or so or more, which is a great price point. It's a good piece. Add 3 batteries and you should be able to run your fridge most of the day without an issue. That means your power should be up and running by the time you need with that. Now, one other thing I don't talk about that you could technically use with this, let's say a CPAP machine or an oxygen machine. About 58 times you can charge your smartphone with this one. So the 1000 plus systems, guys, with batteries or with the battery kit, and of course, it's going great, actually. It's been a great week so far. Nice and sunny after that big storm we had last week. So any questions about the 1000 plus, definitely ask. Now we're going to talk about their largest modular system, the 2000 plus. Now the 2000 plus looks just like the 3000 Pro. Now the 2000 plus actually has some LED lighting plugged into this. Now we're going to talk about this though. This thing's going to do 2,042 watt hours of power by itself. It's going to do 3,000 watts of connectability through those AC outlets. Now you have 4 standard 3-prong AC outlets, and then you have that 5th one that's going to allow you to connect up your TIG or MIG welders, your washer machines, your dryers, your EV car chargers. Now I'm not going to say you're going to be able to charge your car off of this, but you can connect up the adapter to actually do that. You might get slight charge, but you ain't going to get far. Let's go there. Now with this though, you can run your 1150 watt window AC for about 2 hours off of this. I'm going to say a little under 2 hours, to be honest with you. You could run your 5800 watt TIG welder. That's right, your TIG or MIG welder for about a half hour. That's a lot of power. It's 5,800 watts of power. Now, fully charged in 2 hours on a wall plug, 24 hours in your car plug, and so on with that. Now, the multiple 12 types of protections. Of course, your intelligent BMSs, your 9 temperature sensors, your individually wrapped life post cells, your class 11 protections, of course, with this one. Now, smart app control still works with this, of course. Yeah, you could run your table saws, you could run your chop saws, you can run pretty much anything off of this system. This system is geared towards running your home. This is off the grid living with this piece. You could run your CPAP machine off of this for about 150 hours with this. When you're using this, you're not going to have it that close to your welder. I mean, it is, of course, plastic housing or polyurethane housing. So, yes, if you get that housing hot enough, anything is definitely going to happen. Most of your welding machines have a long cable, so it's not going to be close to that system that you're using it for. Just one of them things. Now, with it, like I said, you can run your refrigerator off of this for about 3.25 hours. Your window ACs, your desktop PCs for about 12 hours, like your 200-watt desk PCs. That's going to be like your HP all-in-ones or your little all-in-one PCs. Now, your RV powers and stuff, let's say you want to run your little portable freezer that's in there. That's about a 60-watt freezer, so about 26 hours of runtime. Now, your professional equipment, like I said, your TIG or MIG welder, a little over a half hour. Your weed eaters or lawnmowers, like your 2,200-watt lawnmowers, about 2.25 hours. Your electric water pump, that's going to be like your well pump or your RV pumps. You need about 20 hours of runtime with that. Chainsaws, drills, and other pieces. Now, maybe you want to do a full movie night. You could do that definitely off of this. Now, you could run your 70-watt inverter heater for about 18 to 19 hours, if I can remember correctly off the top of my head with that one. Now, price point with this one, though, normally it's like $2,200. It's $19.99 tonight, which is a great price point. Now, we also have this system with, of course, 2 solar panels. Now, the solar panels that come in this system are the 200-watt panels. It is a large panel. Now, this kit is normally like $3,300. It's, I think, $3,099 tonight, which is a great deal. It's about 6% off. So with that, of course, up, charged, and running with this. Now, what we're going to talk about is this is just like the 1000. This comes in a modular accessibility. You can add batteries to this. Now, the battery, of course, is sitting literally right on top of it. So you guys can see the battery right on that. This is the 2000 plus the E2000. This is what's called the 4000 kit. Now, that's the station and the battery. That's going to give you 4,085 watt hours of power with this system. That's a nice runtime with that. And at that price point, normally $3,800, it's like $3,300 today or $3,299, which is a great deal. But we can talk about it a little more because, yes, you can add a battery to this, but you can actually add on the 2000 plus system 5 batteries total. So you can actually get 12 kilowatts of hour power. That means you should be able to run your homestead, your RV, your home, and other things for a long, long time. By doing that, you have the accessibility. But the cool part about the 2000 plus that some of the other systems don't do is you can actually get another 2000 plus power station, connect them together and add 10 batteries and have 24 kilowatts of hour power. That means you're literally living off the grid, not having to worry about it. With that, that's a great price point, but we also have the station and, of course, solar panels and that battery tonight. So this is the full 4000 kit. You're going to get 2 Solar Saga 200 panels, the 200 power station, or the 2000 plus power station, and the Pack Plus E2000 battery. Now, it does come with, of course, the large jumper cable that plugs into it. The cool thing about these batteries also is guys, you can plug in solar panels to the batteries to charge as well. So you can actually have multiple solar panels on the station and the batteries and charging with that, which is a great point. Now, with that, that's normally like a $5,000 price tag. It's $43.99. And since this has so much power, I believe it regulates for a discount with the government. I can't remember what it is. Phil, you around? You know that discount that I'm talking about. But great, great products, guys. Those are amazing systems. Yeah, you could run so much off these things. Let's say you guys live in a little RV or you guys live in a little motorhome. You could run those off of this with no problem. Or you guys have a cabin in the hills that you guys go hunting in. This would make a great power setup for those cabins. So you don't have to worry about having electric up there. You have your electric with you with these systems. You have the solar panels to run it. You don't have to worry about it. It's all got a great purpose. Now, some of the other stuff I did with those is I've actually ran multiple things off of these. I've actually plugged in blenders. I've plugged in mixers. I plugged in my house vacuums. What else did I plug in? Of course, camera gear and everything else in between. They all have their purpose and they do well with that. Right there. Thanks, Phil. I appreciate that, buddy. Now, with it, of course, we're going to get into the solar panels. We're going to talk about the solar panels that you can run off of these systems. And we're going to start with the 100. So we're going to move over into, of course, the camera right here. This is the Solar Saga 100 panel. Now, the Solar Saga 100 panel is 100 watts of power with 18 volts of charging capability. Now, with this, you have two kickstands. They do Velcro on, so you can actually have it set up and set out. Now, with this, you have the ETFE laminated handle and, of course, monocrystalline solar cells. But on the backside, you have this nice little pocket. This pocket unzips. And inside the pocket, you're going to be greeted with the actual charging cable that will plug into these systems. Now, on top of that cable, it does have, of course, an adapter for the smaller systems or the larger systems if you need. Now, the one thing you guys are probably noticing is that little orange logo down there which says Jackery, but it also has a USB-C port and a USB-A port, which means you can actually plug in, let's say, the Solar Saga 100 Plus system and charge it through that plug. Or if you guys really wanted, you could plug in your phones or other devices to charge with that. Now, fully waterproof, and of course, you got those beautiful monocrystalline solar cells, which is going to grab about 23% more efficiency in lower light settings, and of course, grabbing that light. Now, fully waterproof and water resistant in harsh and wet weather, you could wash this with a hose and not have to worry about it. The one thing I will tell you though is don't bend the cell, don't step on the cells. You don't want to crack them. With that, of course, as well, you have, of course, the ease of accessibility and setting it up. Fully waterproof. Now, it is a large panel, so I always recommend using the ringlets that are built in and tying them down. Because since it is a large panel, it will set up like a sail. If you guys have high winds, it's going to pick it up like a kite and try to fly away. Now, with this, of course, it is a great price point for a solar panel. I think it's like $299 for this solar panel. So if you guys need the 100 Plus. Now, the 100 Plus is compatible with the 240, the 300, the 500, the 1000, and I believe the 1500 and the 1000 Plus. So you have a wide variety of those systems that can run with that one. Now, of course, we have one more solar panel to show you guys, and I'll actually pop over here and we'll show you guys a little video of this, of course, on hand. Now, let's start that back over so you guys can see this. This is, of course, the Solar Saga 200 panel. Now, the Solar Saga 200 panel is a large panel. This is like a $700 price tag, but does have a $140 clippable coupon. Now, in the video, you guys are seeing that it actually has, of course, a carrying case that unzips and has a clip. Now, this, of course, is going to work with, let's say, your 1500 Pro, your 2000 Pro, your 2000 Plus, and your 3000 Pro systems. Now, with this, you're going to get about 24% efficiency with the trifold panel with the quad panel. So it's a trifold design with 4 panels, nice, large system. Now, 200 watts, 18 volts, right? Very cool little panel right here. Now, with this panel, you're going to get, I think it's a little over 9.5 feet cable that's built in the actual pocket in the carrying case with this. Um, uh, Too much. They're definitely very bright. I agree. With that, so you do get a 9.5 foot cable. I always recommend getting the 16 foot cable extender so you can actually put the power station away and have the solar panels out where you need them. Now you should be able to have this connected up in under 30 seconds without a problem. You're going to see me connected up with the 90-degree angle adapter that it does come with. And you're going to see it's going to grab about 150 watts of charging capability within seconds. So from the time I did that and connected up, brought the camera over, it was already grabbing about 150 watts of charging capability through that system. That's amazing. And it's very easy. And that, of course, is the 3000 Pro system that I have it plugged into. Now, add 6 more of those to that system, and you're just going to town charging it. You don't have to worry about it. It's a great piece. Definitely recommend that. That's a beautiful, beautiful solar panel. It's an amazing little panel that's going to do very, very well for a lot of you. With that, of course, just a nice little setup. Any more questions about any of the systems before we go tonight? Filling my shoes. Hey, leave my shoes alone, buddy. They're pretty dirty right now from winter. I actually kind of got them a little dirty. Now, guys, for those of you that are around here, I want to thank you guys for being here. It's always fun doing these shows and showing you guys these products. Now, if you have any ideas, like things you guys might want seen used on these, always give us an idea. Drop us a little message over on either channel. Let us know. We will try and do that for you, of course. With that, guys, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I've had a lot of fun, and of course, we will see you guys, I believe, in about a week or so. So we do have another show for myself coming up in about a week or so. So with that, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys on the next. Later, everybody. Hey, I appreciate that, Phil. Look at that hot mic still. Have a good night, everyone.